Hello, everybody. Small Guy Promotions. What's up, Omaha? With Tonya Ludwig of 621 Gifts. How are you doing today, Tonya?
Doing great. How are you?
I am doing well also. We are here at the Omaha Bakery. I'm going to have to get something before I go.
Definitely.
I know we've talked about food before. I am the Omaha fatty, so I can't come to the bakery and not have anything to eat. But I wanted to come and talk with Tonya today. This is my third interview of 2018, and I've decided to call these interviews, like the interview series, What's Up Omaha?
Nice.
So it's something that I had in the back of my mind for if I actually had a TV show, or there was a while that I was considering trying to do something on the local station here, trying to get in that way. It didn't work out, so I said, you know what? I don't need anybody else. I just need my phone.
Produce it yourself.
And awesome guests. That's all I need to tell everybody in Omaha about what's going on. So, 621 Gifts.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about 621 Gifts? If you see this wonderful box here, oh man, she gave me a box. We actually met last year. We met through the small business group that I have here on Facebook. But you reached out to me, I think.
Yes.
We went out to lunch, had a wonderful conversation, and she told me about how the business began, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a little bit kind of like my path, like working for a corporation, a bigger company, and wanting to actually do something your own. So how did this get started?
Right. So I was basically working in the corporate world, and I started having granddaughters come into my life and decided I wanted to do something different that would provide me not only the flexibility to be with my family and enjoy this time of having granddaughters at a young age, but also that would allow us to just do something different and have a way to give back to our community. So we developed this concept of a gift company, but what's unique about us is that all of our products are made by small businesses.
Which I love. I am
right.
definitely a fan of. So
yeah, absolutely. It's all about supporting small business. You know, we're a small business. Our goal is to support other small businesses, and they're largely food makers. And
another passion of mine, small businesses and food. I mean, that's a win-win.
Right. And as we know, people who love to make food love people generally. They want to take care of people. It's just a natural passion that they have. And so we have gone around the country and found all of these different products that are being made by really awesome people. So they're really high quality. They're not mass manufactured. They're small batch, type products. And as you can see, we have a candle here, so not everything is food. We do have a few non-food items, but they are all made by small business. And for every gift we sell, we give back donations to 5 different nonprofits around the Omaha and Lincoln area.
And so is that automatic, or does the purchaser decide which organization that they would like?
Nope, it's automatic. We just chose 5 nonprofits, and we just split up the funds at the end of the year to those 5 nonprofits.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a great concept. And how many different options do you have? Is it like on a rotation? Is it seasonal? How do you decide what options that you have available?
We have a set number of products, so about probably 30 to 40 products that are year-round.
Okay.
And then during the holidays or colder weather, when we can actually ship chocolates and caramels, we usually add about another probably 15 items to the lineup.
Okay.
Just because it's really difficult to mail chocolate and caramels during summer,
right.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and we kind of watch the weather, and we get them in as quickly as we can, and even the vendors, they won't ship during those summer warmer months, so
right.
They're very mindful of making sure that the product is of high quality and in good shape by the time it reaches even to us, so that's nice.
Which that's something that the end consumer may not even think about when they're ordering things online or wherever. How big is your company? I know your partner is your husband. Do you have any other employees with the company, or is it just you guys?
Yep, we don't have any employees. That said, though, my daughter helps with the business, and so does my mom. So, and my niece. So whenever we have, big orders coming in, or we just have some day-to-day things that need to be taken care of, they're willing to pitch in and help out.
Family affair.
Yeah, exactly, which makes it nice.
Yes, and our events that we do with Small Guy Promotions, my wife is always there helping. My aunt and mom have come. My cousin, my brother-in-law have all come to help out. So that's one of the things about small businesses. You are a small business. A lot of times, a mom and pop shop. So you have to rely on family to be successful. So I think that's a big help, especially when you have people that you can depend on. And it doesn't help that you don't have to pay them usually.
Right.
I mean, you can maybe take them out to dinner, or like a small thank you is usually good enough for the people, because they want to help you and they want to help you succeed.
Right. They're passionate about the business. They're excited about it. And this is a fun little story that I like to share. My oldest granddaughter is 6 years old. Her name is Eliza. And last year when she was in preschool, she came home one day and she said, "Nana, I did something for you today at school. I need to show you." And so she went and she got her backpack and she got out this envelope. And in the envelope was a bunch of these little tiny hearts that she had cut out at school during her free time. And she said, "I made you these hearts, and you need to put one in every box that you do."
Wow.
And I just thought that was so sweet and had so much just forethought from her at such a young age to be that invested even in the business, to say this is something that she was working on and that she thought of. And we, ever since that day, we put one of her little tiny hearts that she cuts out in every box.
And that's a little personal touch that you can do with the small business. I've heard of small businesses doing handwritten thank yous and things like that.
We do that too, yeah.
A personal touch. I mean, people appreciate that personal touch. It's more intimate. Not all corporations, but when you buy from some corporations, you don't get that warmth, that connection when you're purchasing a product. With something like this, you're not only getting a wonderful heart created by a young child, but you're also getting a handwritten thank you, and that can take time to do. So I mean, when you have a small business, it's not just about putting money back into the business. It's about putting your blood, sweat, and tears and your heart into that business because you care for it. It's your passion. That's what we talked about in our last interview with Derek from 10th Plant in Omaha. His passion for the business is what has helped him, last for 12 years. Speaking of that, how long has 621 Gifts been in business?
2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're still pretty young. We're still trying to spread the word that we're here. But yeah, it's been 2.5 years, and it's been an awesome time of just learning and growing, and we've had the wonderful fortune of being able to meet so many other awesome business owners in the community as well. So it's been a great journey for us.
And that's one thing that I feel like is nice about Omaha is there are a lot of people. I mean, you can get into your different chambers for like Ralston, Omaha, or Bellevue, but even if you're not, there are a lot of business owners who like to help each other and look out for each other. So it's really a community environment of people wanting to help one another. So that makes it easier.
This is a perfect example of being at the Omaha Bakery right now.
Yes.
I mean, Michelle's doors are always open for people to come in and do this type of thing. She was nice enough to allow us to do gifts to sell in her shop, and so. And that's right, Danelle. Since we've been in business and we've met other business owners, we have received nothing but full support from other business owners. And it's funny because you can see that people just aren't really so concerned about competition. It's about how can we help you, how can we promote you, how can we help build your business. And we've been a great recipient of that good nature among the business community in Omaha. In Omaha, they love startups. Omaha's all about small business,
Support
startups,
local,
and
yeah.
yes, exactly, support local.
Shop small, however you want to
Yes,
look at it.
exactly. And so it's been really fun to see that play out.
Well, you know, they always say there's enough for everyone to succeed. We're not in competition with
Right.
one another. I know personally for me, a big thing is I always say I don't have to personally be successful to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can help someone else, you know, get closer to their goal or their dream or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm living vicariously through that person or that organization. So no matter what, if Small Guy Promotions is not around, like, I will still be successful because maybe I put someone in connection with another person who helped them do something, or, you know, I mean, there's so many
Right.
different levels of being successful. It's not always about money and finances,
Yeah.
and you know, it's more of a big picture for me and how I live life and how I want to run my business. So I really feel like that's a very big thing. It's just helping other people. So you
And
want
I
to be
know
successful, help someone else.
That's right, and that's right. Speaking, you know, for me as a business owner, that somebody like you know, you have no stake in the deal. You're just out to promote small businesses in this community, and I think it's awesome. I think that when you have somebody who's willing to just
Hey,
come
Joe.
on and just talk about what we do and help spread the word that we even exist, that's,
You know,
it's
it's
gold for us.
And it's a win-win for me. You know, I've always been trying to figure out, well, when I started, I said, I have a full-time job that pays my bills. We live, I mean, we're not rich by any means, but we're comfortable. I needed something outside of my full-time employment to fulfill me and make me happy and help me be able to actually live life. When I started out, I actually always thought that it would be a side business, but the longer that the time goes on, I'm like, maybe this should be my only gig at some point in life. So, you know, but yeah, you know, one day, we'll see. But yeah, my whole thing is just trying to spread the word. I always just wanted to figure out how to help people, and with the vendor events that we do, I just said I wanted an avenue or a platform for small business owners that I knew to be able to advertise without breaking their budget, and to also be in an arena where they can meet other people and like that community aspect again. You know, we usually have about 30 vendors or so at our events, so it's nice, even if we don't get a ton of people out because our events aren't huge, you can go around and still meet people.
Right.
So that's a big thing about our events. Now back to you though. So the package that you provided to me, it had all sorts of good stuff in there. There was barbecue sauce. I've got some caramels, some jerky. There was so much stuff in this package. Make sure you go back through my page. I posted a picture of what was inside the box before I dug in and started eating everything. And it was from all over, not just Omaha. I mean, you know, like she said, there's different companies all over that they go and check out. So how do you find the company that you want to work with for a new product that you're thinking about?
So when we first started out, we were going to craft shows and finding the people who were making their product and then hitting the craft show circuit. As we've grown, we do a lot of curating online. So often it's just doing research for locally made products in certain states. Sometimes we've had people come to us, they've heard about us, and so they'll contact us and ask if we would be willing to feature their product on our site. So, and that's exciting because it's like somebody has heard about us from some other state,
Yeah.
and you know, so that's a big moment for a small business. So, so it's a little bit of both of those things, and we've just been really fortunate to be able to find some really great products, and also we have, as we've gotten more clients on board. You know, I think I've told you about 85 to 90% of our business is corporate, so we do a ton of business gifts, and so we get a lot of people who will say that they know someone who makes something, or you know, they heard about something from somewhere else, and so we get those recommendations from word of mouth. And it's really fun because the products can be really popular in their local geographic area, but from around here, people have never heard
It's
of
new.
it. Yes, and so it's really fun to be able to promote these really unique products that these makers are putting out, and so much quality and goodness to them, and they're just fun. They make fun gifts.
Yeah, and every time before I dug into each item, I made sure to look at the package to see where it was made and whatnot, and I was very surprised by that. So I really did like that, because my focus ultimately is like the Omaha area, but I know that there's small businesses in other areas that are on the same path that we are on. So it's great to see that you reach out and work. I mean, that's like great networking there. Like, hey, I'm in Nebraska. I mean, you could probably refer them to someone if they needed something, that they couldn't get in their state or their city.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've actually had that happen too, where I carry something and I work with a business owner in another state who has maybe a bricks and mortar store, and then they'll find out about something that I'm carrying, and then they'll order it too. I had that happen with a local caramel maker, where a company in South Dakota that I work with, the lady actually who makes these candles at Irish Twins Soap Company in Sioux Falls, she found out about some caramels we had and thought they were awesome, and she now sells them in her store in Sioux Falls. So it's a great way for them to get that exposure, and then they get picked up in other stores.
Yeah, that's like such an awesome story to hear. Because all it takes is just one time. You can plug away and plug away and plug away, and then maybe something's not going exactly how you think it will go. It only takes that one time. That's why you can't quit. Like, it's so important to be like persistent, and if you have that passion, you have to keep it alive. I talk about people or businesses that close within those first 3 years and wondering why it is they close. So don't ever doubt what you're doing. As long as you believe in whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. When I first started, or when I first had the thought about Small Guy Promotions, I met with my friend Jason McGee, and I always give him credit, and I will always remember this conversation that we had. He said, as long as you're consistent, be consistent, and that way people know what to expect. So no matter what it is that I do, they say, oh, I know about him. I went to this event, and this is, the level of service, or he cares this much about, what's going on in the community, or he really helped me do this. Just whatever it is, I want people to know, no matter if I'm putting on a music show, I'm putting on a vendor event, whatever it is, a clothing drive, whatever it is, I want you to know the expectation that I set for myself and what you can expect if you come out to that event. So
and that just helps people want to support you if they know that you're consistently working that circuit and you're consistently giving the people that you pull into your shows that support. They're going to be more willing to reciprocate that, because I think especially in small business, because so many small businesses fold within that first couple of years, people kind of aren't really sure if they can trust whether that person's going to be around. Or
and
that
you don't
company.
know, too. There's an experience there. I mean, you're just starting out.
Right.
I mean, you only know what you know.
Exactly. Exactly. And we've had that happen, where we've carried a product. We've carried a couple of really awesome products, and the people who are making them just stopped. And, it's been, some have been, well, we're just going to take a break for a little while. Some have completely just closed down shop, and we can't get that product anymore. And it makes us sad, especially if it's something that was really awesome, that was a good seller for us, because we know the potential that product has. But, that's also the beauty of small business, is you can pull back, you can, kind of pivot and do what you need to do that's in your best interest as a business owner, and also for your family as well. So
yes,
it's a freedom. It kind of works on both sides of that balancing act.
Yes, it does. And I always say, hey, I am Small Guy Promotions, so I don't do anything that I don't want to do.
Right.
I mean, I don't have to listen to anyone else.
Yeah.
If I want to do it, I do it. If I don't want to, I don't do it. It's
Yeah.
that simple. So that is definitely a nice freedom to have. You know, you can make your own hours, and you know, there's a lot of freedoms to have in your own business, which
Absolutely.
are very nice to have. I'm also thankful for working for a corporation where I can learn certain things, and the basis of the group that we have is I just want to help people. I want people to connect and you know, talk about things that help them be successful, or things to watch out for, to be wary of, just to share information, or if you know you need some kind of like cheerleading behind you, like if you're down about, if you had a bad day, come to the group and post and say, hey, I'm struggling today, can you please help me? Like, that's what the group is for. I want everyone to be happy and enjoy life. That's the basis of everything that I do, is I want to help people smile, laugh, enjoy life. If I can help you be successful, I will. If it's a matter of connecting you with someone, I definitely would like to do that. I first started my business because I wanted to help people, but then I also would always run into people from high school or from different jobs that had their own business, and I would say, hey, well, if you have a business card, let me have it, and if I hear of anyone like looking for this service or whatever it is, you know, I'll pass along your information. And that was before I had any thought of a business.
Right.
I never wanted my own business. It kind of just happened. So
it was already in you.
it was.
It was something that you felt passionate about before even doing it as basically a service to the small business community.
Yeah, it was. I just said, hey man, like that's pretty cool that you're doing that. I mean, like I said, I had no thought of having my own business at that time. It just kept happening that I would run into different people, and that's how our event started. Though most of the vendors that I had at my first event were people that I knew before any business stuff.
Yeah.
I used to work with them, Silver Hammer Surveillance. I used to do security with them. I worked at Shopco with them. Our electrician that we had out, I did security with his brother. We would always go over to their house and hang out, and he's 5 years younger than me, but his brother is 5 years older, so I was right in the middle, so I was able to, you know, get along with each of them on different levels. It's just so many connections that, you know, I never thought that anything like that would happen, but it was a thing. So I said, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll reach out to these 5 or 10 business owners and say, hey, I have this idea. Would you be interested? Like, what do you think about it? Kind of like a little focus group. And everybody was on board. I said, okay, well, we'll do it.
And that's cool that you did that. And you obviously have a natural ability to relate to people and to reach out to people. You make people comfortable. Yeah, it is. It truly is. And you make people to be comfortable when they're talking about their business, and especially the struggles, because I think, you know, small business owners, the last thing they want to do is make people think that they're having a hard time with anything. You know, and that's one thing I've learned, and I've talked about this before too, is how a lot of business owners think that they have to make it look like business is always great and it's booming and, you know, everything's fine, and there's a lot of struggles in it. And it's nice that there's somebody like you who understands that, and you've created this group that we can kind of bounce things off of, and you know, just say, hey, this was kind of a struggle of a day, and you know, others are there to help kind of lift you up and say, okay, but it was one day.
Yep.
Tomorrow's a new one.
I've always had this like happiness for life, but every day just seems to be better. Like, I don't have any bad days. I don't have any bad days. That's no lie. I mean, I have bad moments, but I don't have bad days. I just smile every day because I'm grateful for being able to wake up every morning. First off, like, that's just something that people take for granted. There's so many people who have passed away from different things that we need to be grateful and be thankful for waking up in the morning. Even if you're waking up, you have back pain or just whatever, you didn't sleep well, at least you woke up. It could be so much different. And I believe that if people actually take a step back and look at the lives that we have and find out some way to appreciate what we have, then we're happy. We can be happier. We can lead happier lives. and that ties into everything that we do. And it's reciprocal for me, because I always say, if I give out positivity, if I put that out into the world, positivity is going to come back. So that's all I'm giving out. I'm not trying to give anybody any negativity. So if I can do that and it comes back, it finds its way back. It may not be when you think it's going to be, but it does find its way back. Karma, whatever you want to call it, I'm giving out positive vibes all the time to everyone I can, because if I can help just one person smile every day, my job is done. So that's what it's about. You talked about some of the other places that you do business with and having brick and mortars. Do you have a brick and mortar, or is it all online?
No, we are all online. We've considered having a bricks and mortar, but we've been doing really awesome with just having our online presence. So
and it's just
we're
an
just
extra
stick with
expense
that.
sometimes.
Right, it's an extra expense, and retail space is pretty expensive.
Yes, it is.
So, and also just keeping that flexibility in the business. I don't really have a ton of interest in having to be tied down to certain store hours and that kind of thing. So it's worked out really well to stay focused on my values and my priorities within my family and my business, and the online presence has just been really, really good for us.
And it's the times that we're in. You don't have like I don't need a studio to record a show and interview.
Right.
You don't have to have a physical location to do it. It's 2018. Technology is like the leading factor in most things nowadays. So being able to do it online is great. That's such a money saver right there. Like if you even looked at how much it would cost to rent a place for a month, you would be like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So when you're a small business, it's important to find those cost saving ways that you can put that money back into your business if you need to advertise, buy more product, whatever it is. Every dollar, you want to stretch as much as you can when you're a small business. So that's very important.
Yeah.
So it's very simple for your website to remember. But would you tell everyone what your website is?
It's 621gifts.com. So that's 621gifts.com.
And they have so much stuff. Like I said, there was jerky in mine, caramels, barbecue sauce. They have candles. What is this here?
That's an orange spice chai, and that's made in Colorado. It's delicious. It's a loose leaf, so we do sell, or we don't sell it. We include a tea diffuser with every one of those that we sell. This is a cocoa espresso s'mores kit. This is made by a company called 1927 S'mores in Oregon. And they do several different flavors of s'mores kits, and it's all handmade. So this has handmade chocolate crackers, dark chocolate squares, and then the marshmallows are handmade, and they are espresso flavored marshmallows. So it's this whole coffee chocolate experience, which is fantastic. And then we do have a lot of Brownies brand baking mixes from the Omaha bakery. So Michelle creates these lovely mixes, and these are the brownies, and so you can essentially become a gourmet baker like Michelle in your own home. And so it's just a lot of really cool, unique things that you can put together. You can create your own gift, and
for any occasion.
Yep, any occasion, birthdays, holidays. We ship anywhere in the country. And like I said, we do a ton of corporate business, so we do a lot of client appreciation gifts, referral thank yous, employee gifts. So pretty much any gift giving need that a person has, we have something for everyone. Baby gifts, we have some really sweet hand knit lovey blankies that we commissioned a lady in Illinois to make for us, and some hand carved wooden teethers. So it's really fun for us because you can create a gift that has something for the new baby and the new mom, and and dad, and if there's other kids, you can throw in some cookies for the other kids. So you can really create a unique, very customized gift when you come and shop on our website.
There you have it. And don't forget, for each gift box that is purchased, a portion of those proceeds will go back to a nonprofit organization. So that's another win-win. We're about win-wins today. So
Yeah, we are.
that is a very good thing. I mean, I love, I'm more inclined to buy something if I know that a portion of the proceeds are going back to a good cause. Last week we went to Chick-fil-A right down here on Dodge,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Random Acts of Kindness Day, and they had a little boy who had received a heart transplant when he was 8 months old.
Wow.
And he was handing out cookies to everyone, and the deal was that if you bought a platter, and I didn't know that this was going on, so we had already eaten breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this was going on, so after we had eaten, his family came in and they started handing out the cookies to everyone in the store, and then they said if you buy this platter of 30 chicken nuggets, $1 would go back to the hospital or something.
Where he was treated.
Yeah, and I was like, what am I going to do with it? We already ate, and there was this nice lady who had lunch by herself, and they had given her the wrong order. They couldn't take it back. She wasn't going to eat the sandwich, so she asked me if we wanted the sandwich, and I was like, well, I don't. Okay, I guess we'll eat it later. So I already had that sandwich also, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with 30 nuggets. And I said, you know what? Whatever. It's Random Acts of Kindness Day. I am going to buy this, and I am the Omaha fatty, so it was going to get eaten one way or another. So we bought it, and the $1 went back. And I'm just more inclined to purchase something if I know that the behind the scenes is like a very good cause. So that's what it is. Well, I don't want to take any more of your time unless there's something that you would like to tell everyone.
Do you want me to talk about which nonprofits we support? Do you
Yeah,
want a list of
I
those?
didn't know. Yeah, that would be
okay.
amazing.
Yeah. So we support Rejuvenating Women. They work with victims of human trafficking. Healing Embrace. They provide services to families who have lost a child either through miscarriage or stillbirth and up through the first year of life, which is so important. It happens a lot more often than people think.
Yeah, and I know some friends that I work with who it wasn't within the first year, but they lost a child, and they you don't know if you're not on the outside, you don't know. But they went to Teddy Bear Hollow, and that was a really big help for them.
Yeah,
so
they need that, and it's because the loss it's a lifetime impact on them, and so it's so awesome that there are organizations out there to help families through that.
Yes.
We also support Chariots for Hope, so they provide vehicles for people in need. And
That's
Hetra,
really good too.
Yeah, it really is. They're making a difference because Omaha, not to get political, but Omaha is so big, and we don't have a lot of options for public transportation. So we're really a community that a car is pretty important, and so they're really helping people to get those cars that they need in order to get back on their feet, to get jobs and get kids to school and that kind of thing.
Well, I saw one recently where a guy, he got a car, and I feel like he was ex-military or something like that, and he was like going to school or something and just struggling trying to get everywhere he needed to go, and he was one of the people selected to get one of those vehicles. So that's a really cool deal. You need to check those guys out if you haven't.
It's great to see. And then we also support Hetra. They do horse therapy for people with developmental disabilities, also veterans with PTSD. So they have a really awesome facility out in Gretna where they do the therapy with horses. And then also Christian Heritage, they provide foster care services for children. Is that everybody? Did I hear 5? So yeah, we have a lot of great organizations that we partner with, and it's a nice variety. So there's something there that pretty much everybody can get behind and be excited about supporting. So we're just happy that within our business we're able to do something we're passionate about, but also support these nonprofits who are pretty much all local startups. You know, none of them are national,
and it's really hard for
big
those guys.
nonprofits. Yeah, so it's a way to help raise awareness of their existence and their needs, and so we always say when you give a gift from us, you're also causing us to give to one of the nonprofits. So just by one act of giving, you're giving to others in many different ways.
Yep.
So we really think that's cool. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dan, did you want to get on camera at all? He says, no, I'm okay over here. So, Tonya, thank you so much for agreeing to join me and doing this.
Great.
I've had a wonderful time, and it's nice to talk to you again.
You too,
so,
yeah.
Everybody, again, smile, laugh every day. Help someone else smile and laugh every day. Be happy. That's what it's about. Have a wonderful day. What's up, Omaha? Small Guy Promotions. We're out. 621gifts.com. Peace. Thank you.